Hey, it's me, MLB. By popular demand, here is part 3 of her Sero ex-female listener. Enjoy. For some reason, you just couldn't get your mind off him. He was so cute. You practically floated home after that date. It was as you were walking into your room that you heard your phone ding and you grabbed it out of your bag, hoping it was him sending you a message. It was. Hey, thanks for today, he sent. We should meet up again soon. Yeah, 100%, you sent back. I really enjoyed today. Do you want to come over to mine? He sent boldly. I live on the school grounds, but we're allowed to bring someone in on the weekends. Sounds fun, you sent back with a smile emoji. I'm down. Cool, he replied. He had just stepped into the Heights Alliance building, a small happy smile on his lips, when the guy across the hall from him, Denki, slid up and threw an arm around his shoulders. Hey, bro, where you been? He asked cheekily. I met up with someone, Sero replied evasively. He knew what the flirty blonde was like and didn't want to give too much away. A chick? Denki asked eagerly. Bingo, nailed it in one go. Is she hot? A voice from kneecap height asked him. Sero looked down to the figure before him, while the figure leered up at him, purple, balled-up hair almost blocking Sero's vision of the look in his eye. Why are you like this, Minetta? The taller beanie-wearing guy sighed, shaking his head and wondering if it was a good idea to bring you here after all. So she is hot then, Denki confirmed with a click of his fingers. I mean, he wouldn't be so evasive about it if she wasn't hot. Do you even know what the word evasive means? Sero asked as he shrugged Denki's arm off his shoulder and started off towards his room with the two others trailing behind him. Are you bringing her here, bro? Denki asked. Has she got a friend or a sister she could bring along? Not answering either of those questions, Sero said without looking back over his shoulder. Come on, Minetta groaned. Give us something to jerk off to. Has she got big You're so gross, Sero said sharply, turning and quickly deploying his quirk, wrapping his tape around Minetta and instantly turning him into a cocoon. What's going on out here? Mina asked as she skipped down the hallway and stopped when she saw Minetta wound up in Sero's tape. Minetta was being gross, Sero said blandly. Okay, I'll take him, Mina said, stepping forward and ripping the tape off Sero's dispenser, then holding Minetta like he was on a leash while Sero walked off. Poor Denki panicked for a second, not knowing who to follow. Did he chase Sero for more info, or did he save Minetta? He decided to try and save Minetta, which allowed Sero to escape to his room to text you more. The time was set for Friday in the afternoon, in which you would make your way over to the Heights Alliance dorms on the UA campus to hang out with Sero. Neither he nor you had worked out any plans, but you figured you'd either just chill or watch a movie or something like that. You didn't bank on half of his class being present to meet you in the common lounge. Word had spread that Sero had been talking to a girl, and word on the street was that you were a cutie and that he was smitten with you, so obviously his classmates were curious. And so, the second you stepped in through the doors, you were met by a blonde, flirty guy, a beautiful pink-skinned chick, and a bright, sharp-toothed redhead, all eager to know who you were and what your name was. Naturally, you had your knee-highs on, and the flirty blonde, who you came to know as Kaminari, checked them out. I do like a chick who can rock knee-highs, he said with an approving head nod. Poor Sero felt a little overwhelmed by the amount of attention that you were getting, and tried to protect you from the onslaught of questions and comments, but his efforts only protected you so much. The pink-skinned chick, Mina, was very welcoming and sweet, and you found it easy to chat to her. She seemed a little distracted though and kept signalling to another girl with earjacks that was standing a little way off, and you glanced at the pair as they made hand signals to each other. Mina saw that you had seen the signals and gave you a smile. Oh, that's Jiro. She's on the lookout. We don't want you to run into any purple issues. Purple issues? You asked. Sero caught on straight away and thanked Mina. Yeah, best I get you away before the purple problem turns up, he said. Don't worry, Sero. We'll deal with him, Mina said with a knowing grin. We've got Shoji and Jiro on the case. Oh, sweet, he said with a smile. Thanks. No sweat, Mina replied with a snappy salute as she stepped away. I'll keep a lookout. Sero nodded and took your hand, giving you an apologetic smile for all the inside classmate speak that you weren't understanding as he pulled you away from everyone and took you off down the hall. "Is everything okay?" you asked curiously, looking back over your shoulder to see a group of classmates talking animatedly about something. "Oh, just a classmate of mine who it would be best if you didn't meet. He's, a grub." "A grub?" "Yeah. You don't want to meet him. Trust me," he said, giving you another smile. You shrugged and smiled back, happily being led to the lounge at the back of the dorms. Amazingly, this one didn't have anyone in it, and he sat you down on the lounge and then grabbed the remote and sat down next to you. "This TV has a movie selection on it. Pick whatever one you like and we'll watch it," he said, sitting back and resting his left arm out across the back of the lounge with his right hand out, remote pointing towards the TV. "Okay," you replied, watching as he clicked to the movie channel and started to scroll through the selection. "There are so many," you added as he kept scrolling down. What about the latest My Hero Academia movie?" he asked. "Have you been watching the series?" "Oh, yeah, I have. I saw the movie just recently, but I want to see it again. It was so good," you said happily. "Oh, cool. Well, let's watch it," he replied, typing it in and clicking on it. The movie started, and he sat the remote down beside him and settled back, but the blinds were open nearby, and they were creating a reflection across the TV screen. It was making it hard for you both to see what was happening. I'll get the blinds," he said, moving his left arm off the back of the lounge to roll his right sleeve up and shoot his tape at the blind, then retract the tape to pull the blind across, but it snagged a little too early and tugged his arm forwards, which made him fall onto you. "Whoa, sorry, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay." You had turned your face to tell him that it was all right, but he was closer than expected and his lips brushed yours, making you both quickly look away and giggle out another apology. Sero did manage to pull the blinds all the way across, then he settled back again to watch the movie. Even though it looked like you were both watching the screen, your attention was on each other, and he stretched back and pretended to get comfy so that he could put his arm over behind you, and you shifted a little and got a little closer to him, your right hand resting on your thigh, but you really wanted to rest it on his thigh instead. You can rest back on me if you want to," he offered, turning his body a little so that you could snuggle into him. "Oh, yeah, I might, if that's okay," you replied, turning a little to settle your back against his front so you could hook your left leg under your right leg and rest back a bit. His left arm dropped over your left shoulder, and you took his hand that was hanging across your front in your hand, and that's where you stayed for a bit, snuggled back first into him. The movie continued, and you both made little comments to each other about the parts that you liked or things that you thought didn't make sense, and slowly your racing hearts settled a little. Sero loved how your body fit against his, but he loved the view the most. He could look over your head right down into your lap and see your knee-highs. Everything was just so perfect. "This is the most awesome weekend," he thought with a little happy blush on his cheeks as he smiled to himself. As he was revelling in the bliss of having you in his arms, you turned your head and looked back and up at him. He thought you were going to say something, but you just gave him a little smile, and before he knew what he was doing, he had slowly lowered his mouth to yours and kissed you. Your lips were so soft and warm, and his mind spun as you wove your spell around him. If he had a tape quirk, then you had a silk thread quirk that had wound itself around his heart, and there was no way it was going to let go. He was taken. Hook, line, and sinker. And there is the end of part 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next week's one-shot. This is an Ojiro ex-female listener. See you there.